Hello everyone, welcome back to Otter Gaming. My name is Rich. So we're continuing with our next part of my Zelda playthrough. So I was going to start closer to crossing over into the cold area of the plateau for the next shrine, but I wanted to show you guys this. I don't know if I collected any of these in previous videos, but so hold on, I'll show you guys this. So I'll show you guys this first. Sorry. Computer making noise. Alright, so as you can see in our weapon, arrows, shields, armor, all that stuff, there's only, you can see the shadow of boxes that aren't being used or we can't use and stuff like that. So to hold more items, you have to get the seeds in the game. To get the seeds, you have to find the creature that we'll see here once I solve this puzzle. To get most of the seeds, you have to solve puzzles. There's puzzles all over the map. They're usually pretty easy to solve. Some of them are a little bit more difficult than others. But that's how you expand your inventory slots. So this is a simple one. Oh. If I can get lucky enough for it to actually stay in the slot. Of course. Probably the first time every other playthrough I've ever done after I found these. But for you guys, I can't do this to save my life. There we go. So these are the little guys you have to find. And the first one you find will always give you this longer speech about what's going on with the seeds and all that. Now the guy you have to get, Hetsu, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. The guy you have to get these seeds to, he's actually quite easy to find. Yeah, following the progression of the story, you will find him. So now we will head to the third shrine. Again, I want to thank everyone. I have, according to YouTube right now, I think I'm up to 13 subscribers. Which, considering my first video was only posted a few days ago, I am, to be honest, I'm surprised and happy. Hopefully that number will continue to grow. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content enough that you show your friends or recommend it to other people. Or you can just tell them, hey, there's a guy playing Zelda, he says this should be easy, but he fails multiple times or dies. Falling from a tower, blowing himself up. It's funny, you should watch him. So these are those boggling camps. Again, there's one way up here if you want to do it. I recommend doing it. I mean, I'm going against what I'm recommending. But, so, here's one thing. So, we are now in a spot where the temperature changed. As you can tell, the little puff of white smoke happened and temperature drops, so in cold you'll be slower. But the main thing is you'll start taking damage. Same thing with heat, except heat, like if you turn Link around like this, you'll see his face flush like he's getting sunburned, breathing heavy and all that. And then in super heat, like Death Mountain, where you will eventually be, he'll catch on fire. And that will really hurt. So, an easy way, if you don't want to waste your arrows to get to these guys, is to hit these ropes. Okay, good. This is a better sword. I thought for a second I knocked the sword off the ledge. That would be my luck. And here are the peppers. So collect the peppers. Most likely it won't be in this video. It'd probably be in the next because of the trek up to the shrine. We'll see how much time there is. But we will try to make that meal so we can get that piece of armor that helps with cold. And yes, there are other parts of the map besides over there that you will need something to help with the cold. So we'll just walk over here. So, since the weather changed, we'll go over here. See Link's freezing. I like that animation. Alright, so we'll pick this one. And as you can see, cold resistance for 5.5 minutes. If you ever have trouble lining these magnet pieces up, rotate them to the point where you can get to where you think they need to be. And so, as we showed at the beginning of the episode, I thought some things were easy, and I was wrong. I failed multiple times, as you saw. So, I don't know why, my timing seems to be just off today. I keep overusing my stamina. If you can avoid doing that, it will help. As you can see, when you overuse it, you will slow down tremendously for a few seconds. And when running away from enemies that the higher tier enemies that you have trouble with, that can become a great factor. So as you can see, we're taking up a lot of time just getting up to the shrine. So like I said, that's why we're gonna go up here, beat the shrine, and then fast travel, and then try to get that armor so we can fast travel back up here for the next shrine. And as you saw, some of the AI makes mistakes, and that Boglin actually killed himself in the fire. Makes our lives easier. But doesn't really happen very often. If you're really lucky, if you are able to bomb them from a distance, you can kill them that way. So as you see, there's something floating there. That is a chest. You have to get the ice pillar app for the Sheikah slate to be able to get to that one. Which, if memory serves, is in this shrine. So there are places that are hotter than others, and there are places that are colder than others. If you hear me typing, I am just trying to load the next part of the video, or next video. I'll skip all this, like I said. It's pretty much the same thing. The only other thing that really changes is the name of the sage. And what type. These 4 pillars are just to get you used to the shrines and everything, and give you all the apps and abilities that the Sheikah slate does, except for one which you get later. But other shrines have like tests of strength, stuff like that. So that usually means you're just gonna be fighting. those can, depending on how well you've mastered the fighting mechanics at that point, can be relatively easy or more difficult. So this part right here actually shows you how you get that chest that we saw outside the temple or shrine. Like I said, there's always another chest in, I think, all shrines. So always be on a lookout for them. In the shrines that are out in the world, you might not be able to get to them because for one reason or another you might just not have the ability to, but you can always go back. That one really doesn't matter which side you go to. Always check the nooks and crannies. That's bare bones advice for all adventure games in general. So for those that don't know, the orbs that we are collecting from said shrines, you spend those at certain statues, certain places, basically to increase your stamina or increase your health. 4 equals 1 heart, 4 equals, I believe it is a quarter. I think it all depends on how much stamina you actually have, because it just makes more circles around your the stamina bar. So I think we have enough time. So you can make a few of these. There is a limit. But you can always just open the app again and you break them so you can continue to make more. So let's see if this was worth our time. Not really. Alright. Open our map, and we're going to quick travel again. So you still got to cross the mountain to get to the 4th and final shrine of the plateau. We only had we had less than a minute left on our thing, and we only have 3 hearts. We probably weren't going to make it without dying. Even though most of you would, like my other videos, I would die in a funny way. Yeah, we had like 50 seconds, so we're going to go back. And you can actually see the final shrine right there. I have in other playthroughs tried to find another way to get up there, but as far as I can tell, there is no way. And you can't skip it. Is for one, it gives you one of the abilities. I guess you don't necessarily need to beat the game. I've seen people beat the game with 3 hearts. Will I try that? No. Even in the adventure game I am the best at, that I would think that I could take the least amount of damage, I still want to try with the beginning health to beat the final boss. Especially considering as you beat each section of the game, or the 4 main sections of this game, the final boss does get weaker, as the lore explains and everything, as we'll see further in the playthrough. Alright. So, I'm actually going to save it right here. Mainly for the reason is I don't want to screw this up again and waste your guys' time. Even though you guys should just laugh at me. So, I mean, this guy also gives... Man, sorry, I'm looking this up because I don't want to screw this up. We're actually going to go back because my search engine doesn't seem to agree with me. Probably because if you guys ever see any misspelling in anything, I misspell things a lot. I guess there's actually more than one way to get this. Looking this up. Huh. So yeah, there's actually more ways to get it. So, you can do what I only thought was possible is this meal. You can also do it, or when you finish the plateau, he will actually leave it in his shack, which we were just in. Or you can climb to the very top of the mountain and stuff like that, and he'll give it to you again there. So it still didn't work. I don't know what this is, so we will actually just eat this. We will try one of the other ways, I guess. That's not what we want. So, if we don't get it this way, we will just go back to his shack, I guess, after the fact and get it that way. Checking in where we're at. We have about 5 minutes left. So apparently that mountain, you will get it. So we don't have a whole lot of time. We will utilize the sprint. And try not to get crushed by. If this doesn't work, I think we have enough items that we can get to the next shrine. So a tip about climbing is if you find the right ledges, you can actually stand on them like midway climbing, and then regain your stamina. So as you saw when I switched, Link stopped shivering. So another great view of this game. It's one thing this game actually does wonderfully well is you get views everywhere. Alright, we will head to the next shrine. Do not have the paraglider yet, so that will kill me. So as you can see, the little temperature thing down in the corner by the map, it doesn't really show that you are warmer. It shows that the blue level, which is where your Link starts to feel the cold, in effect, is actually lower. So since I have both the warm doublet and the cold resistance from the food, it's really low. My needle's nowhere near close, so I don't really have to worry about cold. Now, in 13 seconds, you will see that the blue bar goes bigger because I lose that resistance. As you can see. So. Boulders like this, if you see them, and there's enemies in a downhill from said boulders, use the boulders as extra weapons. Saves you time. And here we are. The final shrine of the plateau. And doing this shrine actually allows you to get this chest right here. So we'll do this shrine, and then, so this video will be slightly longer than the average, and then we will be done with this episode. And then, unfortunately, the next video will be the beginning of it will probably be a good chunk of cutscenes and lore about the game and stuff like that, because, like I said in the other videos, if you didn't know, that old man is the ghost of the king. Like I said in some of the other videos, I'm not trying to hold any lore against you guys or anything. If I spoil something, I apologize, but I played through this a couple times, and it's been around a long time, so it's not that most Zelda games don't have big spoilers anyway. And stop the flow of time. This will help with a lot of puzzles and whatnot throughout the whole game. Getting your timing right on it is the challenge. And as you guys have seen, my timing has not been on point today. And find the items that you actually can freeze, because you can't freeze everything. Alright. See? Jinxed myself. why that didn't work. Should have had enough time, but obviously I didn't. Well, okay, I do know why it didn't work. Alright, so obviously that's where we need to go. But we need to get that extra chest I keep talking about. Oh. Let's get rid of... well, we'll get rid of the one we're actually using because that would be the one with the least hit points left. Now, as far as I know, no shield is invincible in this game. All of them will eventually break. Some last for a pretty good long time. Weapons, on the other hand, the Master Sword, it's like tricky, so it will lose strength and stuff eventually after a certain amount of hits. Does better against certain enemies over others. And then I believe inside the castle, basically the end of the game, it does not lose its power and stuff and becomes unusable or anything like that. It does outside. And I believe it's also, excuse me, yawning, it becomes stronger as well. It glows and stuff like that. So now that we got all four, we can eventually, as we get out of the shrine, he'll speak to us where to meet him. We'll talk to him. We'll get all the lore and cutscenes that I was talking about. And then he'll give us the paraglider that he's been promising and lying to us about. And then we'll finally be able to leave the plateau and move on. No, I thought you just talked to us. Trope in a lot of games. I'm finally able to give you this, or tell you this, but first. That line, but first. Now, me personally, I've done the shrines in the order I've done in the game. You have to do the first one as the first one, always. But the other three you can technically do in any order, and as you guys have seen, there's no, it doesn't change anything, because all the puzzles in each shrine correspond to the item, or the ability you get in the shrine, the apps. So you can do them in any way you want. So, another great view, like I said. So as the old guy said, the X, the shrines and stuff. So it's this shrine, and then this one, and this one, which is a Temple of Time. You could probably figure that out without doing the X. He generally points at it. It's really the only other thing on the plateau. So it's not hard to figure out. Alright guys, so yeah, this video was about 5 minutes longer than the last couple, so I will end it here, and then next we'll do the whole Temple of Time thing, cutscenes and all that. And maybe what I'll do is I'll do that, and then get as many seeds from the plateau that I can before we leave. That way we only come back for the ones that we need, other items or something like that, or whatnot. I'll get what I can get before I leave the plateau. You don't have to. This is just me, like I said, I'm trying to actually complete all the shrines in this game and probably get as many seeds as possible. I do know there's at least one puzzle that I have yet to be able to figure out how to do, or I know how to do it, I just can't complete it, if that's the right word, in the time frame allowed for the said puzzle. You'll probably see me attempt it and fail, and then you can laugh at me some more. I laugh at myself all the time. All right, so thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Again, the Facebook link is on the homepage of the channel. If you guys could follow me on Facebook, I'd appreciate it. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you next time.